Zach was outside near the garden watch, having a box of his own out. It was a really big box. He decorated the front of the box. He made it as nice as he can. Lampert, the lion cub, also helped him with the decorating. Thanks, Lampert. Wait till everyone sees what they think of this place, Zach said as the lion cub gave a little cub roar. As Zach got the whole box ready, it was a clubhouse that Zach and Lampert both made. Haley, who is Zach's friend, walks outside to the garden watch. She can see Zach and Lampert near the box. The box was just as big as a tree house for adults, and Haley was amazed. Hey Zach, hey Lampert, Haley said. Hey Haley, what's up? Zach asked. Nothing much. I'm amazed at this huge box, Haley replied. Did you and Lampert make this? Lampert gave a little roar in saying yes. It's a clubhouse, Haley. It's a great idea that Lampert came up with, Zach said. But then Haley saw a sign, and she had a feeling of what it means. But what does this mean? Haley asked him about the sign. No girls allowed? Haley asked as Lampert nodded. You mean I'm not invited? Well, that's not very nice, Haley scoffed, as Robert and Jack both showed up at the garden. Hey Haley, hey Zach, hey Lampert, Robert greeted. Hey, what's up everyone? Jack asked. Hello Robert, hello Jack, Haley began. Both boys are not going to believe this. Zach and Lampert have a clubhouse? Robert asked happily, cutting Haley off. Yeah, and guess what? Haley tried to continue, but Jack decided to pop in. We're invited to join, Jack interrupted cheerfully. But Jack and Robert, look at the sign, Haley said dramatically. Robert and Jack noticed a sign that says no girls allowed. Oh, right. It's a boys' club. Neat, Jack said. Neat? Haley asked. It's not. I'm not invited. Lampert and Zach can invite whoever he wants, like me and Jack, Robert replied, as he and Jack went inside Zach and Lampert's clubhouse. Haley was really upset and left out. Inside the clubhouse, the boys were doing their secret handshake and sharing secret passwords. They were also having a lot of fun inside the box. They also were gossiping about Nathaniel and some of the other teachers and students. Haley was not happy with the boys' behavior, so she thought that the boys would reconsider inviting her. Hey, what about me? Haley asked as she knocked down the cardboard box. We have our own club, Jack said, followed by Robert and Zach and Lampert. The boys continued to have their own fun, leaving Haley out of it. They've got their own club, and I'm uninvited, Haley sighed sadly as she left the garden. She sat on the benches by the garden watch as she started to cry. It wasn't fair that the boys didn't invite her, and she felt hurt. So Celeste, what do you think we should do? Lydia asked as she and Celeste were on their way to the garden watch. Then they heard someone crying. Wait, Celeste, I hear someone crying. I hear it too. I wonder if it's a student, Celeste replied. Then she and Lydia saw that the crying was from Haley. Haley's crying. I wonder why she's upset. Let's go find out and ask, Haley. To ask Haley what's the matter. Lydia and Celeste both walked up to the garden watch and sat down where Haley was. Haley, what's the matter? Lydia asked as Haley looked up at her friends. Celeste can hear the boys being rowdy in Zach's clubhouse, which made a huge box. The boys are getting very silly in there, Celeste chuckled before turning her attention to Haley. What's wrong, Haley? The boys have their own club. Zach and Lampert invited Jack and Robert in their club, and they didn't invite me. Haley sobbed. What? Lydia stayed in shock. How rude of them. I could make them invite you if you want, Lydia added, acting big and tough like a big girl. Lydia, please, let's not go that far. Father always says that retaliation isn't always the answer. So let's just think about this, Celeste suggested. Alright then. Sorry, Celeste. So Haley, why didn't they invite you? Lydia asked. They have a sign that says no girls allowed, and I'm not invited, Haley replied. While sobbing, Celeste and Lydia both comforted Haley. Haley, we know how you feel. Sometimes boys need some guy time with other boys, like alone time with their friends, Celeste said. And you know what me and Celeste do like to have our girl time together? So you got the idea, Lydia added. Sometimes we all feel left out at times, even other people. Here's our secret. When we feel left out, you want to know it? Celeste asked. Sure, what is it? Haley asked. Lydia and I make our own fun, so you can join us in girl time, Celeste replied. What would you like to do? Let's make our own club, just for girls, Haley said. Let's go to Alvandar's Glade and set up our own club there. That sounds like a great idea. My spells can make that clubhouse happen, Celeste replied. And Lydia can go to the kitchen and grab a couple of snacks and drinks. Sounds good. I'll meet you girls there, Lydia said as she went off to get the snacks and drinks. While Celeste and Haley headed down the glade, the boys and Lambert were playing a game of cards, and they were thinking about what to do next. What should we do next? Zach asked as Lambert meowed into question. We did gossip about Nathaniel, my mom, and some of the teachers and students, Zach began. Why don't we all play Truth or Dare? What do you say? Robert asked as his friends all agreed to play Truth or Dare. I'll go first, Robert began. Jack, Truth or Dare? Truth, Jack replied. Do you like Celeste? Robert asked. Well, yes, but as in, Jack trailed off. As in, do you have a crush on her? Robert replied. I guess so, but I'm not sure, Jack said while blushing. He does have a crush on Celeste. Why don't we won't tell anybody, Jack. Your secret is safe with us, Zach said as he got up. I'll be back, guys. I'm gonna go grab us some snacks. As Zach got out of the head to the dinner hall, he and Lydia were going. He saw was Lydia going off the basket of snacks. Lydia, where are you going with that basket? Well, Mr. Zach the Big Bad Wolf, I'm heading off with Celeste and Haley to have some girl time, Lydia replied while chuckling the tone. Well, Lydia, Miss Riding Hood, Lydia might add, I'm not the Big Bad Wolf, but I'm just wondering, that's all, Zach chuckled and replied. Then he headed off to the dinner hall to grab some snacks for his friends. Lydia was then back at the entrance hall when he heard Mustavio's wagon bells going off. That's Mustavio. I wonder if he brought anything for the school, Lydia said to herself as she headed down to the forest of Alvandar's glade. She saw Mustavio with his wagon near the river. Mustavio had just had a postcard for Lydia, so Lydia decided to stop by and pick up the postcard. Greetings, Miss Lydia. Where are you off to with that basket? Mustavio asked, seeing Lydia's basket full of snacks. I'm going to Alvandar's glade. I'm meeting Haley and Celeste there, Lydia replied. We're having our own club here. It's because Haley was so upset that Zach and his guy friends have their own club, and she wasn't invited. Well, that sucks. Sure hope Haley will be okay, Mustavio said. I'm sure she felt left out. Yeah, but Celeste and I are going to have fun with her, and that way she'll feel better, Lydia explained. Almost forgot something before you go. Postcard from Miss Lydia, Mustavio said as he handed Lydia a postcard. Thanks, Mustavio, and it's from my cousin Lila. Let's see what it says. Oh, and I say she's in her club in her hometown, Lydia said as she began to read the letter. It says, Dear Lydia, I attended this club in my hometown a few days ago. I really enjoyed it there. It's a magic club where everyone is invited. I wonder how things are going well for you. I'm sure you're having fun at the magic club or school, but because I am sure having fun at the magic club in my hometown. So I hope to come and visit you someday. So have fun till then. Love, Lila. It's so nice that she's hoping you to visit you, Mustavio said. I sure hope she does come here soon. She'll think this school is awesome, Lydia replied. Well, Mustavio, see you later. Bye-bye, Lydia. Bye-bye. Mustavio waved goodbye as Lydia was on her way. Meanwhile, in Alvandar's glade, Celeste used her magic to make a neat clubhouse. It was made of sheets, blankets, and pillows, and it was right next to Alvandar. The tree woke up and saw Haley and Celeste making their own clubhouse. Celeste, what a wonderful surprise, Alvandar said. Hello, Alvandar. Meet my new friend. Her name is Haley, Celeste replied, introducing Haley to Alvandar. Hello there. You must be Alvandar. My friends told me about you, and I heard you can talk, Haley said. Why, yes, I can. It's very nice to meet you, Haley. What brings you girls here? Alvandar asked. The boys are having their own club, and Haley wasn't invited, Celeste began, so she felt left out, but me and Lydia are making our own club for her. Yeah, and I'm invited, Haley added as Lydia showed up. Hey girls, I'm here with the snacks, Lydia said to Haley and Celeste. Hello, Alvandar. How are you? I'm doing just fine, Lydia. I see that you girls have your own clubhouse, Alvandar replied. Celeste was telling me that Haley wasn't invited by Zach and his friends. Yeah, but I did explain that sometimes guys want their alone time with other boys, Lydia explained. But since we're having our own club, you're invited. How wonderful. Even though I won't be able to eat your food, it'll be nice for me to have a chat with and watch you girls have fun, Alvandar said as Celeste used her magic to make her clubhouse around Alvandar. And the girls and Alvandar were chatting, laughing, eating snacks, and having a good time. Back at the Garden Watch, the boys were playing Truth or Dare, but the game got boring as they ran out of truths and dares to do. So the boys just sat down with Lambert and did nothing. I'm bored. What do you think we should do? Zach asked as Lambert squeaked in reply. You know, I feel bad that we didn't invite Haley to join our club, Jack replied. I think she feels left out, Robert added. Man, we must have been hard on Haley, Zach replied while shaking his head. Why don't we go find her and apologize to her? I think she's with Lydia and Celeste, Robert replied. Yeah, maybe we can invite the girls to our club, Jack suggested. As the boys and Lampert were looking for Haley, Lee, Celeste, and Lydia, they headed off to the glade. Once they were there, they saw a set of sheets and blankets all around the tree. They could hear the girls chattering. I'll ask, Zach said as he knocked on the bedsheet-made door. Celeste and Haley were, along with Lydia, poked their heads out. Hello, Zach, Haley said to Zach. Hey, boys. You got a nice clubhouse, Zach replied in amazement. Thanks, it's for girls, Lydia said. And talking trees, Celeste added. Do you have any guests come here? Robert asked. Sometimes, Haley replied. We would all like to join your club. Well, that's if you let us, Jack offered to the invite. Well, Jack, let us think about it first, Haley replied. The boys and the lion cub haven't invited me to their club yet, the girls said as they went back in their tents. They all looked at each other. Well, the boys didn't invite me to their club. I know they didn't, Lydia replied. Like my father said, retaliation isn't the answer. We always work it out unless otherwise. They probably don't know that we have snacks, Celeste added, but we have lots of snacks, and they haven't seen how cool our club is. Haley thought for a moment, and then she decided to invite the boys in. I vote we invite the boys to join, Haley replied as the girls smiled. Sounds like a good idea. Saying no boys allowed in the club isn't the right answer, Alvandar said, as the girls walked out of their clubhouse. We girls would like you to invite and join our club, the girls said at the same time. The boys were really excited, and same with Lampert, so the boys headed inside the girls' clubhouse. It was really cool. It's so amazing here, girls. You did this all by yourselves? Robert asked. I believe we did it with magic, and Alvandar is here as well, Celeste replied. Alvandar, these two boys, and the lion cub are our friends too. Meet Robert and his best friend Jack, and the lion cub's name is Lampert. Hey, Celeste introduced Robert and Jack, along with Lampert, to Alvandar. Nice to meet you, Robert and Jack. I see you two are enjoying your stay here in Dragonvale, Alvandar said. Yeah, we are, and Lampert is the school's mascot now, Jack replied as the lion cub squeaked. He is little, but he'll grow up someday. I could see that lion cub all grown up, as king of the beasts, Alvandar said to Jack. Haley, we are sorry that we didn't invite you to our club, Zach apologized to Haley. We didn't mean to make you feel left out. I forgive you, Zach. You boys just needed some guy time together, Haley replied. It's true, like how girls needed their girl time, Celeste added. The girls and the boys were all chatting, laughing, snacking, and gossiping about students and teachers, and they were having a pretty fun time. The boys then invited the girls to their clubhouse in a huge box, and the girls had a fun time inside the boys' clubhouse, and everyone was having a fun time all day.